Hello, 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 everybody. It is I, dun 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 dun, the Rainbow Sheep. Hello everyone, it is I, the Rainbow Sheep. You may also call me Linda. I'm an artist, gamer, random noisemaker, and today I am Juju. But yeah, we're on a boat and something touched the boat, so we're a little bit scared. Or maybe we're not scared. We're probably not scared, honestly. Maybe I'm just scared. But yeah, just some housekeeping things. If you don't already know, I post all these sessions on YouTube. You can check it out if you do !YouTube in the chat. You can catch up or watch anything you want. You can just watch the recaps, honestly. It's not, the recaps are not super duper accurate, but you know what? They're accurate enough that you can understand what the heck's going on. Also, I will be returning to regular streams, hopefully at the end of February or the beginning of March. Keep up to date on Discord. You can do !Discord for that. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Let me roll call everyone real quick. We got Mike, who is Jasnah, James, who is Farwin, Bryn, who is Vesper, and William. I'm just calling him William now, he's not Will. He's our DM. And it's super fancy time. Let's get into it, shall we? Hello.
Hello.
Done.
Hey.
Hey.
2 weeks in a row.
What's up?
2 weeks in a row!
It's magic. We're not going to be able to maintain that, but we're definitely going to do something.
We're doing our best, and that's what counts.
Yeah, I mean, like, we got a solid 3 weeks, and then we're going to have 2 weeks off.
Woo!
Because of travel things?
Yeah, travel things are happening in March, so we'll have up through March the 2nd, I believe, and then we'll have...
We're out next week and the week after because we're buying a house.
Oh, yeah, that's happening.
Congratulations,
so, yeah.
guys.
So we have 2 weeks, off 2 weeks, on, off 2 weeks. Maybe April will have a consistent schedule.
We'll get there.
Eventually, we'll get there. But for now, we're here. We're a bunch of little guys. We roll click-clack rocks, make sounds. Let's see here. We had a Michael recap last week. I want a James recap this week.
Yes.
We got on the boat. We
Wow.
have pink cloaks. People are alright. They're not like completely jerks, but they're like kind of jerks. We're under attack by something. I'm assuming it's a Kraken. Because that's what happens when you get on a boat. That's the James recap.
Short, sweet, easy, straight into it.
It's gonna be the
Also,
easiest recap
everything I
I'll ever draw.
remembered.
I will say, we went to the game store today, and I saw a Kraken mini, and I was tempted. I was very tempted. That being said, I would like everybody to start by rolling initiative, as we did end off with all of you feeling a hefty crashing underneath the boat, and loud sounds and bells ringing. A lot of shouting.
Is this the first combat in like 5 sessions?
Yes, it is.
It's the first combat since Jasnah murdered somebody. Although I don't know if that was combat.
That was a stand your ground situation.
It might not have gotten that far.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Whoa, guys. Go middle pack, except for Juju's fist. Okay.
Very fast.
Let me just add in turns to the round order here.
Your map, I finally figured out, reminds me of like Super Mario World for like the SNES.
See, I don't know that map well enough to be able to make the comparison.
Because he's baby.
Okay, listen. It's because I didn't own any consoles except for a PlayStation 1, and that was when I was like... I didn't own like a console until I was like 10.
But yeah, it was like a lot of water, and the maps kind of look like this a little bit. I don't know. I think it's the solitary mountains occasionally coming out of the water that make me think of a Super Mario World.
Entirely possible.
I don't see where our fucking tokens are, by the way. So I just clicked initiative.
Yeah, no, I'm just doing. We're doing the loose initiative of you guys are able to take whichever turn. I don't have a battle map for this combat. It's theater of the mind for now, mostly because I immediately went back to work after our session last week, and well, not immediately, but a lot of stuff post, and I just did not have time to make a map for it.
What do you mean go back to work? Well, we professionally do this professionally in our data. We just professionally play D&D.
I don't think we're critical role status.
No,
I don't think there are many people who can pay the bills with D&D. There are some.
There's the people who work on D&D. There's Critical Role. There's Dimension 20.
Yeah, they could probably do it.
And there's who are the ones who do the podcast? The something brothers. Don't know their names.
McElroy.
Yeah, the McElroys. That's the groups of people who can make money off of D&D. We do not fall under this category, I don't think.
I know some folks that make money off just the dungeons part.
I think that's something else.
No, there's role playing and it's sort of a game.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. It's the same thing. Although there should not be any 14-year-olds anywhere near that.
No, there shouldn't.
Are there 14-year-olds here right now?
I am a child.
Oh. I was like, wait, what?
Okay, you guys rolled really well in initiative. So, beginning of the combat round, initiative count 24. You are all currently below deck, not knowing what is happening.
Well, I guess since I rolled that and I'm speedy, I guess I'm trying to wake everyone up and get out. See what's going on.
Okay, you spend your turn making a lot of noise. People have been roused. Are you trying to make your way up to the top deck of the ship?
Yes.
Okay. Just trying to think of the layout. Yeah, I think with your movement speed, if you just started yelling while you were running, I think you'd be able to easily make it to the top of the stairs and get to the deck of the ship. Once you reach the deck of the ship, what you see... Let me see if I can get a good picture here. I don't think I can. Where are they? Oh, I had them. I had them pulled up, and then my tab got lost. There we go. So you see what look like a bunch of different fish-like creatures, humanoid in shape. They've got arms and legs. They're distinctly like person-shaped, but each of them has some kind of fish or aquatic mammal-shaped head. One of them has a fish head that is like distinctively a koi fish. One of them has a shark head. One of them is over there and looks like an orca. And there's like 7 of them on the ship right now.
You find street sharks?
Definitely. I definitely didn't see something about street sharks a couple weeks ago. You shut your mouth. But you see just a couple of different groups of them in like 2s or 3s across the deck of the ship harassing members of the crew. And they're carrying various weapons. They all seem kind of rusted over. There are a couple weapons that are a metal substance you don't quite recognize, but anything that is distinctively like steel, iron, any surface metals looks rusted and brined over. With that, you've not technically used your action for the turn. You've been yelling and you've moved. What would you like to do? Do you have anything you would like to use this turn, or do you want to scoot it on to next initiative?
Is it dark? Like, is it hard for people to see what I'm asking?
It was nighttime when you got attacked. I would say currently, anybody without dark vision would have a tougher time seeing. There is some amount of light on the deck, but it's, fewer and further between. Just because, fire on a wooden boat is not a great idea.
Well, then I would like to use light, and I'll touch like a barrel or something.
Okay, you quickly look around and you slap your hand, I'm gonna say on the banister of the staircase, because that's gonna be the closest thing to you, and it glows up, and there is now 20 feet of bright light and 20 feet of dim light flying across the deck, which lights up enough of the ship where you can see in more detail now. There are pools of water just drenched on the deck here, and it looks like there are some of the banisters that are kind of slimy where these creatures have crawled over, and you can still kind of feel the ship rocking a little bit.
Okay.
Anything for your bonus action?
Nope.
Okay. With that, nothing on initiative count 20 this turn. Enemy turn. I'm just going to make a couple rolls. Alright, you can see a group of them starting to kind of gurgle and point at people on the ship and move towards members of the crew. One of them is trying to grab onto one and manages to latch on to the shoulders and begins dragging him towards the edge of the ship. Second enemy turn. This guy is not able to get a hold on anybody. The crew member is able to just kind of dodge out of the way of the hands as he sees his friend getting dragged around. Next allied turn, we've got 2 on initiative, count 16.
I will go to the stairs.
Okay, you are up the stairs.
And I do what I know best. I will Eldritch Blast.
Okay, are you facing at anybody in particular, or are you just nearest one?
The nearest one.
Okay, please make your roll for me.
Oh, it just is, isn't it? Let me find my... There's this. Range spell, why didn't it do the thing? Okay, whatever. That's the natural 20.
Okay, for your damage, you definitely hit. That is way over their AC at the moment. Roll me 1 set of damage and max out another set of damage.
16 total.
Oof. Okay. So you blast this underdweller, and there is a vivid black scorch mark on their chest as the energy pounds into them. It knocks them back a little bit, and their feet slip on the deck, but they are still standing for now. And you hear a vague, just a gurgling, kind of now bloody sound as something like a deeper, kind of purpley blue starts dripping from the side of the mouth.
Come over here, ugly, and see who did that to you.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
No.
All right. Next ally.
I will go.
All right. You've been woken up. You're very easily able to get up out of bed. I'm not going to penalize movement for this. And make your way up to the top of the deck. Same sight. 7 of these fish-like individuals on the deck, harassing the crew.
Great. Can I cast an Armor of Agathis at level 2?
Yes, you may.
Alright, then I will do that. And my body is enveloped in frigid ice as I draw my glaive and prepare for battle.
Okay. You are very quickly. It's a little bit different than normal. Usually, it's a little bit slower to form, but because you're on the ocean and there is so much liquid around you, as soon as you think of having that barrier of ice between yourself and your foes, it snaps into existence quickly, almost like flash freezing over you, and a cool mist begins filling the air as you ready your glaive.
Sweet.
Anything else on your turn?
No, just that.
All right. Next turn, we've got Jasnah.
Just a what? Okay. Stumbling out, grabbing onto the walls, running up to the deck. Oh shit. Okay. I'm materializing the divine sword, just melts out of near nothingness, and Jasnah thinks to herself, okay, rub-a-dub-dub. Thanks for the sword. Sorry about the heresy. Yay, God. And I'm gonna cast Seek Evil.
Okay.
The dull white and black blade begins to radiate ever brighter, surrounding a little area around me with what looks like daylight.
Yeah. Okay. Seek Evil has been enacted. And I will say, because of the size of the boat, there is at least one enemy within range of you.
Is that the one that's dragging a homie over the rail?
Thinking about it, yes. I would say that is a close one.
Hey, you fish fucker! And I'm gonna swing at him, slashing into the air, almost like cutting this rippling wave of white and black energy. It shears out towards him, and let's see if I actually hit him. It's a 18 to hit.
An 18 will most certainly hit. Please roll your damage if you have not already.
Okay, so it's the 15 slashing is already built in, but this being upcast at a second level, there's 2d8 radiant on it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Throw in the additional d8. Hit.
Uh, 9 points of extra radiant damage on that one.
Okay, so a total of 24 damage. You see as this guy, the crew member, his eyes kind of go wide as this immediate bolt of energy shoots out of your sword, and he just kind of whimpers down behind the creature as it slams directly into its body. And you, I need to roll this because you just did a lot of damage. Yeah, let's see which body part you cut off, because this is a grievous wound here. So, as the bolt rips out into the air and hums through the left arm of this mer creature, it completely severs the muscle, tendons, bones, everything. The left arm falls limp to the ground, and the crew member is able to scuttle away as there is now a heavily bleeding... I'm going to say this is the guy with the orca face, staring directly at you.
Ah! I look over at Juju. Wait, I called him a fish fucker. Is that hate speech? I'm not sure. Ah, no. I'm sorry, I just woke up.
Big turns, big turns. All right, for NPC turns, let's see what they are all doing. So as all this is happening, the captain's door swings open, and a only about half-dressed lizard folk captain, Isaac, comes out. What is everybody doing? Get to the stations! Get your weapons! Kill the in-focus! And you're gonna see them begin pulling out one scimitar, a dagger, and you'll see a slew of other sharp items on their belt slots. And they are not currently close enough to anybody, so they are going to double move up to the closest one, and as a bonus action, just interpose between them and crew members so that they cannot get grabbed. Initiative count 10, nothing happens. Now we're to the enemies again. As all of you are now on deck, 2 of them have already acted. So this round, one of them is going to continue trying to harry the crew, but will not be able to get at them as the captain has just come out and is defending against it. One of them is going to be running for Vesper. This is the one that you shot. And one of them is going to be running for Farwind because you just cast a spell. And the orca is very heavily eyeing Jasnah, but has already acted this turn. So, against Vesper, the first attack is a natural 1 and will not hit, but the second is a modified 23. Does that hit your ace?
Yes. Ouch.
Alright, so as he comes up, he's got a long sword in hand. This is one of the topside long swords. So you will take 3 slashing damage and 2 cold damage. Like, as it is just suffused with a strange energy. And then against Farwin, first attack is a modified 18. Does that hit a Farwin?
18. Yes.
Okay. So this guy was one with a dagger, but it is a dagger from a foreign metal type that you do not know. So you're going to take 6 piercing and 2 cold.
Okay. I have 10 temporary hit points from my level 2 armor of Agathis.
Okay.
So that is all absorbed by my temporary hit points, and when they hit me with a melee attack, they take 10 cold damage from my armor.
Okay. So as the shards of ice stab out and blast into this individual, they do swing again, but they roll a natural 2 and definitely do not hit you the second time around.
Perfect.
At the end of all of their movements and actions, we are back to the top of the round. Who's taking it?
I guess me.
All right. There are a couple a lot closer to you now as they've rushed towards your group. There are a couple that are still on the other side of the deck fucking around with the crew, and then there are one that has been absolutely shot down by Vesper, and one that has been absolutely shot down by Jasnah.
Okay. So I would guess some of them are like probably clumped up, right, or something.
Yeah, there are 2 of them that are very close to each other, yes.
It's worth it. I'm gonna cast Shatter.
Okay. What is the radius on Shatter?
10 feet. 10-foot sphere.
Alright, please post that in the chat here as you cast it, and do they make a saving throw against this?
Constitution saving throw.
Alright, 2 con saves. Alright, one is a total of 15, and one is a total of 13.
13 fails.
13 fails, 15 passes?
Yes.
Alright, please roll me 3d8. One's taken full, one's taken half.
Isn't that the damage above it? The 7?
Yes.
Oh, is it? Oh, would you look at that? Alright, so 7 damage, those 2. And for this, non-magical objects that are not being worn or carried also take the damage. Could you angle it? I'm going to say yes, you could angle it so it does not hit the ship in this instance because they're not right on the edge right now. Alright, so 2 of them take 7 damage. No crew members get hit. Anything else on your turn? As they both kind of crunch down and recoil from the sound, something ringing near where their ears would be, but they don't really have ears.
Yes. I am going to bonus action and tell Vesper, "You could do it, Vesper! You could beat the ugly!" And then give her Bardic Inspiration.
Okay, Bardic Inspiration there. End of your turn, initiative 20. You are going to feel another jostling underneath the boat, but nothing immediate yet. Alright, initiative count 20, next allied turn. Actually, no, this is an enemy turn. Ooh. So, the Orca is going to take this one, as the Orca is very, very angry at Jasnah. You're going to see from the waist area a hammer come out in that same metal the dagger that Farwin was stabbed with is made out of. And they're going to rush forward with their one arm and swing it down overhead. Does a 17 hit you?
A 17 just hits.
Okay. So, this is... Alright, so you are going to take... His strength modifier would be less because he lost an arm. I'm going to say you're going to take 7 instead of 9 here in terms of bludgeoning damage. And you will take 3 cold damage along with that. He's going to swing down one more time. This one will not hit you at a 14. So he'll get one good knock in. The second one you'll blow away with your hand and just bear him down.
So I guess you were left-handed, huh?
That man could understand you. Alright, next enemy, the one that Vesper shot, is going to pull out. Let's see here. This one would have a broken short sword. I'm assuming 4 doesn't hit you,
No.
but I'm guessing a 22.
Yes.
You will take 4 slashing damage. and you will take 3 cold damage. As again, this weird energy is suffused into their weapons, and it just crests into you. Initiative count 16, 2 allied turns.
I will go.
Alright.
The guy who tried to stab me, are they next to me?
Well, I don't think they could stab you if they were 30 feet away, so yes.
Yeah, they're still next to me. Okay, sweet. Okay, let's see. I regenerate 2 temporary hit points from my Frozen Readout trait on my Armor of Agathis, so it's now at 4. I am going to... Let's see. One sec, I'm looking at specific wording here. Okay. Oh, okay, question. Right. So the way casting 2 spells on a turn works is what? It's cantrip as an action, then spell as a bonus action?
So the way the rule in the book works is that you can cast... If you cast a spell as your action, a bonus action can only be a cantrip and vice versa. I did away with that rule last game.
Yeah, because it's weird.
Because I just don't like that rule. What I will say for this game is that if you do cast action and bonus, you have to cast at a lower level than your maximum available. So you guys can cast 2nd level spells. You can't cast a 2nd level spell if you cast as both bonus and action.
So could I do 2nd level and cantrip?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first use the Booming Blade cantrip on this guy next to me.
Okay.
Do I actually have... I don't. Okay, so I'm just gonna use the normal attack as my roll. 12, not great.
12 unfortunately will not hit them, as they're not wearing armor, but you see that they kind of occasionally just move a little bit weird. And it might just be because they're not used to the environment, but they have strange bodily movements and they just occasionally juke out of the side.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to follow up by spending 5 spell points to cast Crack Second Turn Quicken with a 16 to hit that time.
16 will hit their armor class.
Great. Well, that's 15 damage, and they are slow. Oh my god, how do I... There we go, that's the right button. Yep, 48 cold damage, speed is reduced by half.
Alright. As it... Close range, you miss with the booming blade, and your glaive falls short of your mark. With the other hand, you just press it forward and blank range send a shard of ice directly into them. You see it kind of wrap over their body. They don't seem as affected by it as you would hope.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It still does something, and they are still slowed, but it is not as painful as you might imagine it might be.
Got it. Thank you.
Alright, next allied turn.
I will take it. The person that keeps stabbing me, I would like for them to not do that anymore, please.
How are you going to stop them from stabbing you?
I am going to take out my quarterstaff. I take it with 2 hands, my quarterstaff slash like walking cane, and take it with 2 hands, and I just swing really hard.
All right, make your attack roll.
23.
A 23 will absolutely hit them as you just whack straight into the top of the head.
I rolled max damage, 10 bludgeoning.
That's a powerful
10
block.
bludgeoning, and that's the one you hit earlier. This one is also now really starting to feel as if they are on their last legs. Their blood is trickling down. The wound earlier is still kind of like throbbing on their chest. The blood that was trickling down is becoming more of a gush out of their mouth. They're rough.
Stop stabbing me, please.
That
Rah, rah, rah.
was hate speech right there.
Oh my god.
All right. Anything else on your turn? You've done a big ball.
That is it, thank you.
All right. Next allied turn.
Seeing Farrowin getting harried, I look over. Farrowin! I look over my Orca person. Let's see if you can run better than you can swing that thing. And I'm gonna move out of attack range to him. I want to get within 10 feet of the one attacking Farrowin.
Okay. If you do move out of his range, he will attack. He will swing for a total of 20.
Yep, that'll hit.
He will do another 7 bludgeoning damage and 2 cold damage to you.
Okay, seriously, hit me better than my grandmother could. I move out of range and I'm moving to within 10 feet of the one attacking Farwin.
Okay.
And let me see if we get a little creative here, DM. I'm gonna go ahead and cast the cantrip. As you see, the pink cloak around Jasnah start to billow up. Some static is gonna show up in her hand, and almost like Scorpion is just gonna say, "Get over here!" And I'm gonna try to lash this guy with a lightning lash.
Okay.
Lightning lure. As I'm doing that, I'd like to hold my blade up and tucked in and point it in his direction.
Huh. Okay. And they've got to make a strength saving throw. What is your DC?
15.
He's not going to do it with a 12. So as you pull him, yeah, you can pull him straight into you.
I'd just argue for a D4 of damage if that's cool. Sword damage.
I think, because you set that up well, I'm going to reward you for it. You will not be adding your spellcasting, strength, or dexterity modifiers, but you will just do weapon damage as he does get impaled on the blade.
Ooh, thank you.
And please also roll your 1d8 lightning damage as you hit your lightning lure.
Yeah.
Does that provoke an attack of opportunity for me?
Only when they willingly move, unfortunately. As they are being
Got it.
pulled away, it does not provoke.
So I just imagine as I run away, my shoulder gets crumpled a little bit by this hammer. That does hurt. And as the lightning lashes out of my hands and just rips this guy toward me, he gets impaled on the sword as I'm holding it.
Yep,
That would have been sick if I actually hit my booming blade.
it would have.
Yeah.
So another total of 7 damage to them. They're looking a little bit bloody. They're not too rough at the moment, but they're definitely showing some wear and tear.
Nice.
All right. With that, anything else from the remainder of your turn?
That is it.
All right. Now it is the ship crew. You're going to see the captain begin going on an absolute tirade down the ship. Let's see how many daggers he throws this round.
Tirade. That's hate speech.
So they're going to throw 4 daggers this round. and is going to hit all of them, not rolling below a 17 on any of the attacks. So, targeting the 2 in the back there. It's 4, it's 5, takes 4, and then the orca who hit you with the hammer is also going to get 1. And as the dagger sinks into the orca's chest, you'll see them stumble forward and fall face first on the deck, the dagger kind of pressing forward further and back out through the back of the chest. And the orca is very dead. The other 3 look hurt, but they haven't been too injured thus far this combat. And then they will run towards one of the people, and a 13 is not going to do it. So you'll see them swing with their scimitar, but the mer person will just again do one of those strange jutting movements and just move straight out of the way of the blade. And again, the captain's going to shout, You get in there! You fight! Get them with a sword! Pull your sword out! Get them! And you'll see crew members begin, drawing blades and running towards them. Initiative count 10. I'm just going to roll for a collective damage for the crew as they do things. Total of 6 damage overall. None of the merfolk that are in combat with the crew are dead yet, but they're feeling it. Now is their turns. The orca is dead. The one that has fought Vesper for the turn. The one that just got pulled into the lightning lure, this is the one with the dagger, is going to spin around and pull themselves off the blade, kind of gasping when they do, and take 2 swings at Jasnah. The first one's absolutely going to miss with a 13. And the second one will also absolutely miss with a 9. So as they pull themselves off the blade, they're kind of uneasy on their feet. And not to say you're easy on your feet, but you're a little bit more stable on the ground than they are right now. And they just barely aren't able to get purchase on you as you move your armor into where they're stabbing at, and they just don't have the strength to pierce through. And then I've got one here. Which ones did I already have attack? I had the short sword attack, I had the long sword attack. Oh no, I didn't have the long sword attack. So, long sword is going to come up to Juju and take 2 swings at you. The first is a total of 4, which is not going to do it. The second is a total of 14. Does that hit your AC?
No.
Okay, so the longsword just big swings and misses on you. Your experience on ships going to and from Ioris at this point has served you well as you're able to keep your footing easily and dodge back and forth away from the blade. And last enemy turn. The crew does not take any damage this turn because they are kind of tearing stuff up. Back to the top of the round. Initiative count 24.
I'll go.
Alright.
I want to ram somebody off the ship.
Okay. There are a couple of them that are near the edge of the ship here. Or I will give you an alternative of if you do a contested strength check with the one right in front of you, you could theoretically knock him off if you just bull rush him off.
Okay. So strength check?
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh, 23!
Yes!
Oh god. I'm gonna tell you I rolled a 5 plus 2 for 7. So as you dodge out of the way, you take 2 steps back, and you just start rushing forward. You start with the shoulder and knock them back, and you rear your head down and you get forward with the horns, and you just rush forward, ramming with your head, goring them in the chest, and pushing and pushing and pushing to the edge of the ship. please roll me whatever your damage is for the ram, and then I need to see if he can stay on the ship or if he's falling over.
Two.
What's your strength modifier?
2.
Alright, so total of 4 damage on this guy. So he has taken 9. And let's see if he can make me hold. No, I'm rolling real bad on these guys. As you push him to the edge, he claps into the railing of the ship. And as you pull back, he just slips backwards and backwards and backwards again and tips, falls, and tries to get a slimy hand on. His hand's too slimy, and he splashes back down into the water.
Oh no, is there like a pool of slime on the edge?
There is a little bit of slime on the edge.
Poor slimy boy.
Alright, anything else from your turn?
Nope.
Okay, initiative count 20 this round. You're going to hear a loud splashing noise as a kind of crest of water pops up on one side of the ship. I need everybody to make a strength saving throw to keep your footing.
Oh,
as the
no.
ship heavily rocks.
Oh, no.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, so Farwin, as it goes, you're ready. You're bearing down at the one that Jasnah had in front of her, and you just feet directly out from under you, falling straight on the deck. Juju, same thing. You're just reeling back. I want to say just push the guy over the edge, because that's what just happened. And as you're pulling back, the boat crests up from that side, and you fall back behind you. And then Jasnah and Vesper, you're both able to keep your footing and just grate your ankles together and just dig your heels into the deck, and you're able to keep your footing. Jasnah, most surprisingly, as she was having the most trouble standing, but now, as everybody else topples over, even some of the crew is toppling over here, you are easily able to keep your footing there.
Yaha, Bobo Navera! Look what you've done!
And you do see a large fin. Not a tentacle, a fin over the side of the ship and cresting back down and under.
Did the guys we're fighting get knocked down too, or no?
You roll for them. Because they are not in control of this fish currently. I can't make this up. I just rolled 3 natural ones.
Oh my god.
Like, you can come look. That is 3 natural ones.
I'll have Natalie drive over.
Yeah, Bryn has just confirmed it's 3 natural ones. But
It's the best confirmation I've ever done.
one of them is dead. One of them is overboard. I'm not even going to roll for the other 2. All 5 of them fall. The remaining ones. As they were unprepared for whatever creature was under the ship to rock it that much, as they are not used to walking on solid land. With that, they're going to be spending their turn standing up. And one of them is next to the captain, and the captain is able to hit from prone. And will hit this time. Will not crit, unfortunately. Let's see if this one's turn. And this one's looking really bloody at this point. Like, the captain sinks the scimitar down and jutting into one of the legs and keeps it kind of pinned there for a moment before it wrestles its way out and starts standing up. There are going to be 3 strikes against the captain, and 1 against the crew. The captain will dodge 2, take 1, and totally fine. Against the crew, not gonna hit. And with those enemy turns out of the way, only 2 of them have stood up so far. it is back to allied turns. Who's taking it?
I will try to stand up.
Okay. No check needed. The boat has rocked back to being, the correct orientation for you to stand on it. You're able to stand up.
Great. Is there any squiddy boys near me?
There is one 10 feet in front of you, in front of Jasnah, who is currently prone.
Well, okay, I have reach, but I
Yes.
think I get advantage from actually standing next to them for prone. That's raw, but raw is kind of dumb.
So, from what we had discussed, you could benefit from those things because you're still doing melee.
Yeah.
And it's technically melee that is getting advantage for them being prone. So the reach does still provide.
Sweet. Okay, well, I'm just gonna attack with advantage from range, with my basic attacks.
Okay.
Actually, wait. Does standing up count as moving for the purposes of booming blade?
It is part of your movement action, yes.
Okay, that's funny. I'm gonna use booming blade.
Okay.
I clicked it. I don't know if it rolled. Oh, I don't have it set up as a roll. Whatever. I'll do that later. Okay, that's my attack roll for booming blade. Okay, that spell's cursed.
Wow. You did have advantage.
I did have advantage. Whew!
So it is a 23 to hit.
Not an 8. Okay, and then that is 8 potential thunder damage if they move.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you that 13 is enough. Describe your finishing blow, please, as you swing down your glaive into the one on the ground.
Okay, I guess I just sort of like swing down my glaive, and the booming energy releases into their body, and the glaive sort of sticks in them a little bit, and then I notice that, well, they've died. Are there any other ones like nearby?
There is the one that is attacking Vesper currently.
How far away is that?
I'd say 10, 15 feet.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try and because the deck's probably slippery, right?
Currently, yes.
I'm gonna try
a
and
big thing of water just crashed over you.
slide the body of this down guy, because my glaive's sort of stuck in its back. I'm gonna try and slide its body towards that guy.
Like
Okay.
you're curling.
Basically like curling, and also he's got booming energy on it, so that explodes when he starts moving.
Okay. Make
he's
a
a
strength
street
check
critter.
for me. It's not gonna be a hard strength check, but make a strength check for
Oh
me.
no, not a strength check.
Just don't roll a 0.
It's a 9.
It's not a 0. You are able to move him, not a full 15 feet. However, I
That's
was
fine.
thinking 10, and you rolled one under.
His strength is so bad.
Yeah, I mean you're 14. What can you expect?
One of these days I'm gonna get a belt of mediocre strength. It's gonna put me at 12, and I'll be very happy.
Oh man, that'd be a great. Honestly, side note, great idea for a magic item is a cursed belt of mediocre strength for like a barbarian or somebody who relies on strength, bring their 20 down to like a 10.
Oh yeah, but for a caster, just getting to 12 is super nice.
Yeah.
A belt of Midwestern dad strength.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he can he can carry logs
He could carry all the grocery bags in one go.
in one go, without fail.
But don't ask him to lift 30 pounds because he'll throw out his back.
Don't
my
come
gosh.
for me.
That's the curse, yeah.
I threw out my back.
Oh no!
She
Oh
did.
no, you're a Midwestern dad.
I am.
Okay. Anything else from your turn?
I don't want to quicken a spell for a bonus action, so I'll leave it there.
Okay. Next allied turn.
I will go. The person that is still stabbing me, I asked them to stop, and they're still standing there. Well, laying there. Yes?
Yes, they are still there.
And they're on the ground?
Currently, yes.
I will bonk with advantage.
Alright, make your roll.
I'm rolling opposite you. I just rolled a 19 and a 20.
Jesus Christ.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Max out a set, roll another.
Well, that was garbage. Okay. 14. Nope. 12 points of piercing. Nope, bludgeoning.
Okay. Please describe as that was enough.
I just keep beating their head over and over and over and just it's really bloody, it's really gross, there's brains everywhere.
Okay, yeah. Big episode 5 of Legend of Vox Machina vibes. No spoilers. Medium spoilers. There's some stomping going on there. But you just wham, 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 and blood splurts in your face. It's not the fleshy red blood you're used to for land creatures. It is the thick, dark purple blood. It is cold. And the brain there is brain matter now splattered all on the deck. Anything else from your turn?
Bonus action, I keep doing it.
Okay, yeah, you just keep wailing in, and there's a puddle of merfolk just in front of you now.
That's all, thank you.
Paylor, Vesper. Paylor.
I already told that guy to fuck off.
Okay, have we had a Jasnah turn yet this
No.
round? I don't think we have. Jasnah turn.
Ayala to Bobo Navera. With the big fish thing, do you have any preparations for that? What should we be doing?
I do not. Fuck! I was too focused on him!
I just learned how to walk on this thing. Ask me to fuck right now, that's a lot.
And you're fine! Below deck! Open ports! And you'll hear some mechanical grinding beginning as they are opening ports for something.
Okay, for my action, are there ropes or tethers around any of the masts nearby?
There are both ropes and tethers on the masts nearby. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna grab the closest rope and go to Farwin. Hello, darling. We're going to be safe, and I'm gonna start wrapping Farwin's waist with rope.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you proficient in survival?
I mean, I've lived this long.
All right, make a survival check.
Okay.
I mean, that's a mood. But I think
check.
the answer is also yes.
I am.
Yeah, you know how to tie a knot. You've tied a knot before. It's not the best knot you've ever tied, but you tie a knot. We'll see how well that holds up later.
Is the other end already tied to a mast or some part of the ship?
Yes, it is. It is that. This is not an uncommon occurrence of needing to tie people off to masts. Things happen at sea. So there is one end that is tied, and the other end is now on Farwin.
Could I burn my bonus action to just like make it just a little tighter?
Make another survival check for me. The DC will be a bit low this time. Okay, yeah. Between both rolls, you tie a functional knot. Again, we'll see how it works later.
And I just say, okay, stay safe, and I ruffle his hair a little bit. And I'm getting ready for whatever the fuck is about to happen.
Okay. As you do that, initiative count 10. The crew is still fighting, and there's just yelling and clattering of weapons. They do a little bit more damage, and the merfolk are looking bloody. On the merfolk's turn, you will hear a horn blow out from underneath the ship. Not on your ship, but underneath it. And you're going to see they all perk up, and begin moving towards the edge of the ship. All the same edge of the ship, and they're all diving off. Couple attacks of opportunity. God, I'm rolling terribly. No attacks of opportunity will hit because I just rolled a 2, a 5, and a 7. But all of them will jump off the ship. Initiative count is 0. The ship will rock one more time, not as violently. But this time, you will see the other end of the creature. As on the side of the ship they all dove off of, you see, almost the size of the ship, an enormous shark.
A shark.
A shark. It is pale, scarred, and kind of patterned on the back. There is... What you can see is one gill is about the size of 2 people. This thing is massive. Like, it is ship-sized.
Well, that's spooky.
At the beginning of the round, before anybody acts, there's one thing you notice. On the back of the shark, as well as the 3 merfolk that just managed to get themselves off of the boat, there is one additional that looks like it has a squid's face and shark-like features. So it's got shark's teeth and squid's tentacles on its face. It is clothed more so than the others, wearing a dilapidated robe with a staff made of coral.
Is this like a sharky mind flare?
Kind of, yeah.
I don't like that. That's me as a player.
Yeah, that's the...
Farwin also
that's the
doesn't
image.
like that.
It is not a mind flayer, but it's kind of that image of like a shark-themed mind flayer.
Neither me nor my character like this.
But it begins cresting down. Is anybody taking action against the shark and or the people on the shark?
This is the next round?
This is the top of the round.
Are we still in combat, or is it kind of like a loosey-goosey?
It's a little bit looser now.
I would like to head back down and try to find our nerds.
Okay.
Well,
Perception check for me.
19.
With a 19, you see the door to their cabin shut, and inside you can hear, "Okay, everybody. Well, it's it's a little dangerous in there still. I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna stay right in here, and if anything comes through the door, we're gonna lock it."
Okay, nerds are fine, everybody.
On initiative count 20, as you've taken your turn to check on the nerds, you'll hear Bobobo just, "Fire! Fire everything we have! That thing is too big! That thing!" And you'll hear, boom, 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 as a series of cannons begin firing off from the side of the ship. I need to make some tackles.
Ooh. I'm gonna also cast spell. I'm cantripping it.
Okay. So as 8 cannons fire off, 8 cannons will hit the creature. As it is, it's real big. Doesn't have the best AC on the planet. A 14, however, will not work. As you go to the edge and fire off a bolt, it just crashes into the water and starts slowly melting. But I have to roll dice. Quickly, somebody tell me what's... actually, no, I don't need you to tell me. So as all 8 cannons slam out and fire into it, you see this creature bellow and begin writhing, and the merfolk almost fall off of it as it thrashes, and it will slam the ship with its tail one more time. And the ship will go off balance. I need strength saving throws from everybody.
Oh no.
Alright.
There's the bad roll. Found it.
Me too.
Okay.
DC for this time around was 20, so none
Never
of you are
mind.
able to keep your footing.
I
Anybody
can't.
who rolled under a 10 begins sliding towards the side of the ship that is closest to the water. Vesper, I need you to make a check to see if you can latch on, and I need to roll to see if this rope hangs tight.
Can I argue that I went under deck to check on the nerds?
Yes, you did, and also the ports for the cannons on that side aren't open, so you're actually fine. Juju and Jasnah, neither of you slides. You're able to keep your gripping, but you do fall over. For the rope, it holds taut. As Farwin, you would have been cascading towards the edge of the ship. You are just stuck by the mast, just about 30 feet away from the... not 30 feet, 15 feet away from the edge of the ship.
Can I also try and freeze my hands to the deck?
I feel like that's something you could very easily do. It's a very wet deck right now. I feel like you can very easily freeze your hands to the deck.
Okay.
I like that flavor.
Actually, maybe feet. No, that's worse. I'll break an ankle. Yep, hands for now.
Okay. With that, Shark is going to begin withdrawing. And you'll hear a loud thudding and splashing, and the water will rock violently for a few moments until the water will begin calming down nearby and slowly returning to normal. The ship rights itself and begins bobbing at a normal pace. We are out of initiative order.
Yeah, Jasnah? Can you help me
Yes.
out? I froze my hands to the deck, so I didn't get, so I could stay here, but now my hands are frozen to the deck.
What have I told you about freezing your hands to the floor?
You
Okay,
have
come on.
never told me anything about that.
I'm pretty sure it have.
Okay.
It seems like that rope was a good idea. Okay. I'm gonna use... My blade is still radiating radiant light. That doesn't really help. No, I'm just gonna very gently try to start prying his hands off. With time and gently, out of the ice.
Okay, yeah. You very slowly and very carefully help Farwin, just get the hands off. The lapse of seawater, even room temperature water slowly helps melt the ice. I say room temperature as if you're in a room. Sea temperature water, it's not that freezing cold. But it does help you slowly melt the ice and get yourself unstuck.
Everyone okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the nerds were fine too.
Jasnah, are you okay? Because you got stabbed. I didn't see anyone else get stabbed. Did anyone else get stabbed?
I got stabbed.
Vesper, you
around-
gotta stop getting stabbed.
Yeah.
What? No, this is fine, and there's clearly punctures in the armor, and it's just freely bleeding. This
Yeah,
is fine.
There are dents, there's punctures. Jasnah, if you look at part of Jasnah's shoulder where the last hammer hit, there's a giant bruise, maybe a splinter of metal got stuck in.
I'm fine.
I don't have anything to fix that. Oh, what about... I might have something to fix it. I will go up to Jasnah, and I will pat her on the head and say, "Good job."
Farman will.
That
Is
was a
Jasnah taller
little
than me?
patronizing.
Jasnah is the only party member that is taller than you.
I will reach up and also I pat Jasnah on the shoulder, and I'll say, "You did great, Fat Jasnah."
Ah!
No, the other shoulder.
Ah!
I did the other shoulder.
Oh,
Not
okay.
that dumb.
I will also pat Jasnah on the shoulder that's not hurting and use a healing word. Good job, Jasnah!
Okay.
Are those the healing words?
Oh, thank you.
The healing pumps in. It does dull the pain a little bit. It's basically magical ibuprofen getting pumped into your system. It just slowly soothes away some of the immediate pain.
That felt really nice. I didn't know that all three of you were healers.
I am not. I just thought you should know you did a good job.
Yeah, I'm just a good friend, and that's the healing power of friendship.
Yeah, it was the healing power of friendship.
No, Juju, I'm pretty sure you can actually heal people.
Shh. Power of friendship.
Okay.
As you're all licking your wounds, those of you who got wounds,
That's gross.
you'll hear Bobobo shouting, "All right, everybody, head count! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7," and just counting off members of the crew. Okay, Captain, crew is all accounted for. Where are the... Oh, you! Protect us! And they're gonna
Yeah.
sidle up towards you. What the fuck were those?
We're just slimy boys.
I don't know, we didn't invite them already.
What?
You guys, I don't know what they were.
Like ocean part?
Know how big the fucking ocean is?
Not.
No.
Well, no.
Okay, think about how big the islands are, yes? Big, large, lots of land. Now think of that as like 4 times as much of that, but then like infinitely downwards.
That's a lot.
That's terrible. Why are we out here?
Because there are things in the infinite downwards that the fucking nerds want.
Right. Right.
He's already calling them nerds.
It's caught on.
Hey, nerds! You can come out. It is safe now.
Well, again, I would like to point out that I prefer not to be called a nerd. We are scholars of the college, but I can understand why you'd get the impression that we're nerds.
I mostly think you're a nerd. She's kind of hot, actually, so she can be a scholar, but the rest of you are nerds. Anyway, are you okay? Are you all good?
Oh yeah, we got a little turned around down there. Boat got rocked up a bit, but we're doing okay.
Good job.
I didn't see anything, but that was fucking weird.
You know things because you're nerds. They were like fish things, but big, and they came riding on a big shark, and they had like weird heads. Do you know anything about that?
Could you be a bit more specific than fish heads?
Well, sort of like that, and I point at the dead orca. Or sort of, actually that one doesn't have a head anymore. Oh, Baylor Vesper.
Oh, let me take a look here. And he'll go over and he'll like kind of squint down and he'll look at it. Wow, I saw. Where'd his arm go?
Oh, I cut it off.
Oh, wow. Oh, good. Wow, that's cool.
Thank you.
These appear to be, you said they didn't all look like this one.
No.
I want to say that these might be Ziathats. They're just sea things. They don't fall under any predetermined genetic sequencing or anything.
Predetermined what?
You know how your blood makes you look. I need a chalkboard. I don't have a chalkboard, but you should say how humans all look kind of human-y. Like we all have like skin and hair and stuff, and we all have like facial features that are kind of similar to each other. We all got noses and eyes and stuff in the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah, same thing for like elves and dwarves and stuff, right? Though I don't know what the term is for those ones because I don't know about them. But diatropics are species that are non-standardized. So this is a zootropic species of merfolk. So as opposed to all having similar features and all looking similar to each other, they all develop differently during their gestational periods and their time in the environment.
Oh, okay. Would Jasnah leans in close? Would this be considered a hate crime? What we did here?
I mean, they did try. I mean, I don't know. They came up on the boat and it looks like they tried to kill you. So you don't look like you're hurt.
Okay, I feel bad because I just ran up and I hit one, but I didn't really think about. Don't worry about it.
Jasnah, they stabbed you.
Yes, but I'm wondering if they stabbed me because I attacked them.
Who
I
cares?
don't care if they attacked us first or if we attacked them first. They were on our ship. They were not allowed to be on our ship. That is all it is. You did your jobs. No guilties.
Bobo Navera, actually, I think they might come back, don't you think?
That is possible, yes.
And second, what happened specifically when this all started? We were all below deck.
We were up here, we were sailing, and then that big shark thing crashed into the side of the ship, and those things jumped up on top from off of it.
Okay. Can I make an insight check on Bobo Navera?
You may.
15.
With 15, Bubba Bo is very, disgruntled at the moment. Because, A, combat is exhausting. And B, they just don't like, as far as you can tell from the way they're speaking, they don't like delays. And this is a delay. That big shark threw us. Of course, we have to navigate now and figure out how long it's going to cost and repair a ship. This is disaster.
Okay, let us know if I can do anything to help.
Just dude, watch the ship. If the thing comes back, just do your protector thing. Kill it.
We'll do our best.
Everybody get no nighttime break now. Fixing the ship takes priority, and then we sail away from wherever the fuck these Zaya whatevers came from. Damn megalodon flies up to our ship.
I'll keep watch from above deck tonight.
Okay. Other than Vespers, anybody else taking turns watching up top on deck?
I'm gonna go wherever Juju and Farwin go.
I'm gonna go wherever Juju and Jasnah goes.
Well, if it's still the middle of the night, we should probably go back to sleep. And Vesper doesn't need to sleep. Unless if Vesper feels like she needs help with the watch.
I'd welcome company, but I'll be fine.
Let me get a nap in and then I'll come help you, Vesper.
Okay.
As we're walking with Farwan and Juju, I'll just kind of say to both of them, you know, the thing with Baylor really got into my head, and it just sucks that now in two different places, the first people that we meet attack us.
Do you feel like he had something to do with it?
No, but I need to be a bit more mindful, a bit less rash. And first, when we first got to Ioris, and we're very on in Ioris, and now here on the open ocean, just that some of the first people we meet, we end up having to come to blows. It just
Were those people?
they looked like people. They communicated. They seemed to have some sort of hierarchy. There was that one with the staff.
Hmm.
They looked important.
Why did they immediately try to fight us, though?
I don't know.
Maybe we're in their territory or something.
Well, it worked out, I guess. I mean, some people are just, you know, like that, I guess.
No, but maybe Juju is into something. Juju, do you know if ships go this way often? The way that we're going?
I'm not too sure. I've never been this way.
That might be a good question for Bobobo.
Or the nerds as well. That's a very good thought, Father. Maybe we came in without knocking.
I mean, we do know that the nerds, that they're trying to get something from the bottom of the ocean. I don't know if we're still in like their territory there, but maybe it's something that belongs to them. I don't know.
Shit, that's a really good point. I know I would be kind of unhappy if someone came to my town and just tried to take things. Well, I guess let's try to get some sleep. I'll wake up a little bit and help Vesper.
Okay. And as those of you who are going to rest, find your rest, and Vesper begins watch. Let's take a quick 10-minute break. Be back at 9:40.
I've never liked kettle corn. I really like that kettle corn.
I think I got it from Trader Joe's.
Beep.
Oh yeah, it's the Natalie's putting some in the microwave.
Legend.
Your fiance.
My fiance is putting something in the microwave.
Okay. And with that, as you all close your eyes, watch happens. No further incident during the night. The next morning, you are all rested and refreshed. Some wounds still stinging a little bit, but healed over. The day is yours. You currently, if I look at my travel log correct, only have one more day of travel.
Wow.
And the day is yours. How would you like to spend it?
Do you guys just want to get drunk?
I'm a child.
We've already established you can do it out here.
I don't think that's a good idea.
This sounds like fun, Vesper, but I am a little bit worried about the big shark coming back, and I wouldn't want to be, like Jasnah first time on the boat trying to fight something.
You know what? That was actually pretty worth it. It's a good analogy.
Did you all sleep well? Should we get breakfast?
Yeah, is breakfast served only from like 7:30 to like 8:15 a.m. or what's the deal?
No, the cook makes enough and keeps it warm until it goes bad. So as you make your way over, Mac is behind the counter, serving up. What's he making today? In irony, a fish dish. So there is descaled, freshly cooked sea bass available for you.
Vesper.
Yes.
Vesper. What's on your plate? Does it look like that guy you killed?
Both Basil and I will look down.
I mean, the face is a little similar.
Well, they both kind of look like mush, so who knows?
You can have my fish. I'm just going to eat it.
I don't eat meat, so I'm not going to eat it. But Basil will.
So as Vesper eagerly digs into the sea bass, and Basil begins slowly munching on Jasnah's share. The crew is notably tired today, as it looks like none of them got very much sleep last night. As everybody's kind of dragging their feet through, the nerds come out, and you'll hear Calvarian say, "Oh, well, I'm really excited. We're gonna be there tomorrow. I mean, this is my first time going to the Scab."
That's fun. What are we looking for exactly? I know it's in the water, but what are you looking for?
Well, we don't know exactly. There's some ruins down below the Scab. That's what they call the mountain range. It just juts out of the water to the east of the Frigid Isle, and to the southeast. All right, and so near the Scab, there's some ruins in the water. Like it looks like civilization, but not like currently active.
Oh. Has it ever been explored by people before? I mean, I think you just said it's your first time, so I guess that means other people have.
Yeah, there's been a couple expeditions, maybe like 4.
Oh, so it's just like a new place that people are going to.
Yeah, I mean, you can only go there like once a month, so we've been going every other month.
Wait, why can you only go once a month?
Because it takes a month to get there.
Oh.
I mean, it doesn't take a whole month. It takes, like, depending on the time, it can take less than a month or more than a month. But yeah, it takes like most of a month to get there and back.
Have the expeditions, Calvarian, been attacked before? Like they were last night?
I mean, like, maybe? I don't know. Last question for for everybody on the old expeditions.
But they all came back alive, right?
No question.
Do you know what you're doing here at all?
I mean, yeah, I know where I'm going and I know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for stuff.
Great.
Old stuff. Stuff that's from, like, old civilizations and stuff.
Galvarian, hypothetically, if we do find stuff down there, but there are people living down there that we do not know about, what would you do in this scenario?
I mean, it's people stuff. We just report back and say it's people stuff, and then they send out people to talk to them and be like, "Hey, is this your stuff? Yeah, cool. Would you want to talk to us?" And then if they say no, we fuck off.
Oh.
So we're not
Okay.
trying to steal from them. We're just trying to. I mean, like, we just think they're ruins. But if somebody's ruins, then, like, you know, we're not gonna steal from them.
I am very glad to hear that. Thank you.
That's like going to like a museum and being like, I like that rock, and then taking that rock and buying it for money and putting it across the continent. It's not your rock. That's the museum's rock.
It's not the museum's rock. It's whoever they stole it from.
I mean, yeah, but like, you get the point.
What is the harm in stealing something that's already stolen? They're making money off of something that's not theirs. What if I just wanted it and wouldn't make money off of it? That's not bad.
I mean, like in a museum, it's for people like historians like study that stuff and are like, wow, that's history and stuff. And people go in and are like, wow, it's history.
Furthermore, what do you think? Do you think that we would have a responsibility to return something that was stolen?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's generally the good thing to do, but, you know, it's not always that black and white. Like, stealing is bad.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes.
Not all the time.
I don't know if it's all the time. I mean, usually.
If you're stealing, let's say, like a sword from a guy who is going to use the sword to kill everybody, that's probably a good thing.
I mean, I think the guy will just find another sword.
It was a magic sword.
There's only one sword.
In the whole
Magic
world.
sword. Well, hold up. A magic sword. That's those don't exist.
Well, they're in books, right? I mean, yeah, they're not real.
I mean, yeah, people. I mean, like, there's books that have magic swords in, but there's not necessarily a magic sword. There's divine swords, but that's not a magic sword.
There's also not a guy that's going to use a sword to kill everybody. It's a hypothetical question.
I mean, like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna kill everybody with a weapon, there are just better weapons to do that with.
Like, what?
Farwen will put the butt of his glaive into the deck or whatever. He just sort of like props it up, and he looks very proud of himself.
Oh.
I just have a stick.
Your stick could have had a blade on it.
Maybe I should tape a knife to the end of my stick.
That's kind of the same thing.
Are there like butter knives?
I don't know, Vesper. I was able to
So,
destroy someone with my paintbrush.
so I mean, you're looking for a butter knife.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably find one, yeah.
And we're still at breakfast, so I will take it and tie the butter knife to the end of my quarterstaff with a piece of rope.
Okay. It's on there.
Look far when I am you.
Dead silence.
Sorry, I was thinking about glaives.
Wow.
I tied the butter knife to the end of my quarterstaff, and now I'm like you.
Well, you're not quite like me, but I
Kind
can
of.
teach you. You're on your way. I mean, I've been learning how to use a glaive for 10 years.
Since you were 4?
Well, yeah.
You could hold. Was it that long?
No, I started with a smaller one.
Did you poke yourself at all?
Well, really, I just started with a quarter staff, but we weighted one end of it, so it would feel the same.
And did you have to raise that quarterstaff until it grew up into a glaive?
Jasnah, I'm not sure that's how that works.
I ruffle his hair a little bit.
As you all chat at breakfast, you'll see Bobobo come in and just grab a fish off a plate and just like no utensils, no plate, just start eating fish and walking. Nothing special. Just an odd habit, apparently. Nobody else bats an eye at this.
Okay.
Hey, Bobobo.
Yes. What?
That's not that guy we killed last night, is it?
Was that guy we killed last night? It's a foot and a half long.
Oh, it's like a whole fish. I thought you meant like a
It-
side of fish.
No, it's like a whole fish.
Okay.
It's a descaled sea bass. It's just like it's just a fish.
Gotcha, my bad. Hey, have you sailed this way before?
We've never chartered this way, no. At least our crew has not.
Do many others?
I mean, there are many ways to get through the Isles. It is not uncommon for some to take the east route to avoid the ice on the Frigid Isle, or to explore up north. Those who have gone down to the World Scar have come this way before.
Okay. Have you heard in your travels of other people being attacked like we were last night? In this area?
I mean, in this area, I don't. Could, maybe, probably. I mean, people have been attacked in every area by many different things. Fucking megalodons, that's a whole different story.
Well, maybe we can have Megalodon tomorrow morning for breakfast.
If that thing shows its head again, we're probably dead. I'd rather not have to deal with that. So let's not wish it onto the world where the megalodon comes. No.
We're on it. There's a thing I want to do, but if someone else has a thing, they should go first.
All you.
Juju,
Yeah.
I noticed that when I was insulting those things when we were fighting them last night, they couldn't understand the thing I said. But I can't get out of my head that maybe there's a little bit more going on here. I hate to say this, but You know how you have your little demon thing, scribbles?
Yeah.
Can you make other drawings that perhaps not exactly like scribbles, but kind of show progression or an animation, sort of over and over? Move kind of like scribbles, but stay on the page. I don't know, maybe. I want to see if we can maybe send a message, drop a few of them over to the boat, and just a message that we don't mean any harm out here. I don't know how to draw that. I can't draw. Can you
Oh.
help me with that?
Yeah, I can help you with that. That's so sweet. Oh, it'll be so fun. And I immediately take out my sketchbook. I look for a free page.
Okay. Thinking about this, how are you going to convey that you mean no harm? I'd like the two of you to collaborate on what kind of drawing you are putting on this piece of paper.
I like to think we draw the boat with like the party on the boat, and then we have the fish people and maybe the big shark, and then either like have one of the fish people and then one of us like holding hands like in friendship with smiley faces.
That's a really good idea. Perhaps we can draw like us holding a gift, something.
What do you think they would want as a gift?
I was thinking about maybe including this with, I don't know what, if you live underwater, perhaps you would eat fish? I'm not going to eat like bread, it's just going to be soggy and terrible.
I mean, they're fish with a bunch of fish. I don't know if that's a good sign if it's a dead fish.
That's a good point. I'm just thinking, we saw
Ooh.
one that looked like their teeth were sharp, and usually in nature means carnivores. What were you going to say?
I was thinking maybe we can see if on the deck if there's like a little seashell or something.
We could do seashells. Okay, I like this idea. So we sort of draw this series of pictures a few times and wrap them with seashells and throw them overboard.
Yeah.
And maybe just come to an understanding. I just feel like there is a bit more than just them wanting to attack us.
Okay. I would like Juju for you to make a performance check for me in creating.
And I was gonna say with me using the help action.
I will allow that to go through.
25.
Okay. You make a couple of very detailed drawings that, at least in the both of your minds, convey that you do not want to fight and that you want to just hang out. You want to try and be friends. And you wrap them up. You get them all set, and you drop them overboard.
Oh wait! We should
Wait.
oil or wax the outsides so that the ink does not run.
Okay.
Okay. So you wouldn't have wax on hand, but oil you definitely have. So you oil, you let the ink dry, you oil it, you let the oil dry, wrap it up, get it all set. Blink, blink, blink. Every so often, dropping one out into the ocean as you travel along. What effect that may have, we'll find out later.
Juju, thank you so much for helping me with this. trying to be on a better path.
Yeah, no problem. It was super fun and super sweet.
Thanks. This will either be very good, or they're going to think that we are declaring war on them.
Well, look on the bright side. They attacked us the first time, so could only really be better than that.
Juju, that is surprisingly practical of you. That made me feel better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If nobody else has anything immediate, the weather today is fair. It is, other than people being groggy, tired, and kind of irritable from last night's disturbance, the day passes by quite easily. You guys are able to get to your nighttime activities, whether that be watching or whether it be resting. Either way, there will be no incursions the following night. And as you wake up, your final day of travel comes to an end. As a few hours after you wake up, you have breakfast, you'll hear bells ringing out. Land! Ding, 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 ding. Approaching the scab! Ding, 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 ding. And if each of you is to look towards where you are headed, you will see a range of mountains that juts out from the sea. And you are slowly drawing nearer.
Wow. That looks like mountains coming out of the sea.
Whoa, it's so pretty. I mean, it's very pointy.
They are very pointy. If nothing else, they are jagged. The rocks seem very, very unruly.
So, the nerds are going to go down and do their thing, and we're supposed to go with them. But I don't think that I can breathe underwater. I don't think Basil can breathe underwater. Oh, I don't know if Basil can. Can any of you breathe underwater?
No, not really.
I cannot, but Basil being a devil likely does not need air.
That's a good point.
Ha! So he is a devil.
I don't know, but I do know that I can just turn them into a squid too, so that would probably actually work better.
I'm sorry, you're going to turn your mouse into a squid?
Yeah, but it's really expensive to do, and then I couldn't turn them back. And I can't just have a squid sitting on my shoulder. That would be like a choice, and not one that I want to make, you know? Like the pink cloaks were a choice, but that was a good choice. A shoulder squid, I don't know.
It's unique.
Yeah, I'll have to think about it.
Also, what is a squid?
Oh, you know how there was that megalodon?
Yes.
Nothing like that.
It's got a lot of arms and legs.
Like 4.
No, like 6.
Oh. That's too many.
Like a spider, but longer and in the water.
That sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Wait, it's a long spider in the water?
Yeah. Maybe we'll see some that aren't basil.
Why the fuck are we out here? Okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's jump in the water with the long spiders.
Okay. As you get closer and are conversing amongst yourselves, Savara, the human who came from the college, is going to come up to you guys. Hi. I know we haven't really talked a lot about exactly what we're going to be doing, but there are some ruins under the water by the scab, really up against the scab. They're not too deep in the water, but they are still underneath the surface. The only one of us who can actually breathe under there normally is Calavarian, but knowing him, he's not the only one who should be going. So, we have prepared an enchantment that allows you to breathe underwater for 24 hours. Unfortunately, that means that one of us will not be able to go. So, we've agreed that, at least myself and Calavarian have, that Lakva is going to be the one casting the spell, because she's a little distracted. And then all of you can come, and we'll go down, and myself and Calavarian will look through the ruins, and you can help us search, keep us safe. As long as everything is all set, we're good.
What is she distracted by?
That's a great question that I have no idea the answer to. She just kind of looks like she's staring off into space all the time.
She might have a crush on Jasnah.
Hmm?
This is long predated being on this ship.
Wait, how long?
As long as she has been at the college.
If we look at her, is she staring off into space right now?
Oh yeah, the gnome Lakva is currently standing at the edge of the ship, not looking at the scab, looking the opposite direction out to sea and just staring.
I love that, actually.
I want to send Basil over on like the edge of the ship right in front of her, because she's a gnome, right? So she's short.
Yes.
And right in front of her face have Basil do a little tap dance.
She'll kind of half look over at Basil. Look back. Look back at Basil. Bring her hand up and pat Basil on the head 3 times. And then look back out to sea and not interact with Basil again.
I like her very much. That is interesting, and I think that we have a mission for our way back.
Savara, are we expecting any long underwater spiders?
I'm sorry?
They had a scuda, long, too many arms, too many legs.
A squid.
A squid. It's
Skid.
It's entirely possible that we might encounter squid or octopi while we are down there.
Ugh.
I don't know about their population density in this area of the ocean. They're not quite like spiders. They're actually rather intelligent creatures. They are very talented and can contract their bodies in very strange ways. As long as their beak, just a small portion on their
Excuse
body.
me.
Yes?
The what?
Their beak. They have a beak that they used to eat.
Oh, and they're smart too.
Yes, and they are malleable, so they can, as long as their beak can fit through an opening, the entirety of their body can fit through the opening. They're able to amorphously change their body's shape in those instances.
We're going to die. Thankfully,
Oh,
these things are little.
I
Yes?
assure you, they are quite harmless. They are maybe the size of, and she's gonna hold up like her hands and show you maybe the size of like what we would know as a football, like maybe around this big, and the tentacles are thin and not quite too long. There are, mind you, in the deep ocean, larger squids, but they don't come up to higher waters.
How larger?
Think the size of the megalodon from
Ah!
Night.
Okay. Just
And
just
I
out
still,
just out there somewhere? Just somewhere?
they are very deep underneath, many, many miles underneath.
And they could be a friend.
The only recordings we've ever had of them are of dead ones. Because they float to the surface when they are unable to continue their moving.
Jasnah wasn't scared of the ocean, now she's like rethinking it.
Yes, now we'll be perfectly fine. It's like fighting monsters on land. There's scarier monsters on land.
Yeah, I can walk on land.
Do you not know how to swim? Is that... will you have trouble with swimming?
I mean, I can swim it a little bit. But if I can breathe underwater, that should be an issue, no?
I mean, in the event that something does come from the surrounding area, like the merfolk, it would be better to have you be able to move around, I think.
I'll manage.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a few hours to prepare ourselves, and then I believe we're going to begin diving down.
Ooh, okay.
Right. We'll come get you soon.
We'll be here on this boat.
Okay. And she's gonna head back down below deck and begin gathering her things.
She's super pretty.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, I didn't notice.
I know, because you're like dating that a guard guy or whatever.
I'm not dating anyone.
Oh, I thought you were.
You went on a date, so you are dating.
No, I'm married. I'm not dating anyone, okay?
What?
Listen, don't worry. We have to worry about fucking giant, like,
Did you
water
say you're
spiders or some
married?
shit. Yes.
Okay, well, I don't want to go into a situation where we could be killed by a giant water spider without hearing about this first.
Well, too bad. You'll just have to manage today. And Jasnah's gonna storm off.
Did she secretly get married the other night with that guy?
Wow, they're moving fast.
I think she's not with her partner. I don't want to assume.
Well, it's
Wait,
not me.
do you think she was married back in the village? Is she married to two people?
Oh, I
I
don't
will
know.
say no perception or history checks required. In the very brief times you've seen Jasnah outside of her armor, I think only like 3 times thus far, you have noticed a chain around the neck that does have a ring on it.
I think that means they passed away, right?
I don't know.
I don't know, I'm a child.
Well, is she also wearing a ring too? Have we noticed that? Like on her hand?
I would say that you've seen gauntlets off enough times, no.
Okay, then there goes my theory.
Alright, Juju, here's the plan. You find out what's going on and then tell us.
I mean, I can go try to calm her down, but...
Okay. And then I give Juju a gentle push.
Oh, okay, no promises though.
Take her like a tomato or some grapes.
Do we even have fruit on this ship? To fight the scurvy?
In terms of fruit on the ship,
If not, I will take a seashell, one of the seashells that we
I'm
used.
just thinking of what
Yeah.
fruits would be on the ship, because there were fruits specifically loaded onto the ship, and you guys actually didn't you buy some fruit? I don't.
We bought
you guys
rations,
you
I know
guys
that.
bought rations and water
And wine.
There were crates of fruit. There would be some cantaloupe, some oranges, I think some lemons. I think those would be the 3 primary fruits.
I'm gonna try to... You said cantaloupes, lemons,
And oranges.
and oranges. I will take one of each.
Okay, you have 1 cantaloupe, 1 lemon, and 1 orange.
And I will go look for wherever Jasnah is.
Okay, I will go to Jasnah. Jasnah, where are you going first?
I just went to the bow. There are cats fighting behind you.
Oh yeah, that's unsurprising.
Oh, it's corn chip and baby. They're fine.
Yeah. Going to the bow of the ship. Just checking out the water and trying to gauge depth. I'm thinking about all the water spiders that I currently can't. Intelligent beaked water spiders that I can't see right now. They're just down there. They're just down there, waiting.
If you're trying to gauge depth, give me a survival check. Okay. It's at least deep. You don't know how many deep, but it's deep.
She has no reference for this shit. She grew up on a mountain.
I mean, yeah, you can see your reflection. You could, I mean, ish. You know, it's a sunny day, so you can see a rough outline of yourself, but the water moves too much for there to be fine detail. You can see the reflection of the boat. You can see like ripples of water moving, but there's no bottom that you can see. And it would not be hard to find, for Juju's purposes, it would not be hard to find Jasnah on deck.
Okay, well... I will... be coming up behind her quietly just to see how she's doing, and I'll be like, Hi Jasnah,
Hi.
Sorry, I just happened to be in the area and I was thinking about you, and I have some fruit, and I'll put the fruit down in a place where I can set it down easily. Oh, okay, that was a handful. I have a cantaloupe and a lemon and orange. I don't know if you ever had one.
Oh, you're coming on to me too now.
What?
I'm very. This is a lot. Okay. I can't imagine how many weeks of pay you just spent to give me this.
Jasnah.
You're very. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you're gorgeous. Okay, if I'm going to be honest.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm married, but I'm not blind either.
Okay,
But I am married.
okay. I understand that, Jasnah. I also understand that probably where you're from, people giving fruit is a sign of love. And I do love you as a friend. Just so you know.
I'm getting very mixed messages right now.
I understand this is very confusing. I've never been this confused in my life.
Me too, I think.
Basically, I came here to check up on you because I know that we kind of went crazy banana pants on you once we heard about you being married, and we wanted you to know that we don't mean any harm, and that I hope you're okay, and whatever you would like to share with us, you do at your own pace.
That's very sweet of you. Thank you. Look, I'm married and it's a little complicated, but I will go back home one day. And I will go back to my life one day. I have to. I miss it a lot, and I miss the good parts.
You obviously don't have to answer, but were you forced to leave?
Jasnah picks up one of the fruits and starts breaking off a little piece. No, have you ever been at, at like a bonfire or a celebration or something like that with, your community? And
More when my parents were around.
okay, I mean, have you ever been at one and kind of understood that not everyone wanted you there?
Oh, like you're at a happy place but you feel lonely?
Yes, and like there are nice people, but there are a lot of people that just honestly don't want you there. I just thought it would be easier for everyone. So I left.
I'm gonna put my hand on her arm, like upper arm. Not in a flirtatious way. And just say, I'm sorry, Jasnah. I'm sure you'll be deserving, more than deserving, to go back one day.
I will.
Because I think you're deserving.
You're very kind to me. Thank you for the fruit. Please share this with other people this season. But it seemed like you need to have all to myself. And for the record, if I weren't married, I might have said yes.
Oh. Thank you?
Okay. Well, one day we'll have to dig into your skeletons, no?
Yeah. I've talked a little bit about it, but it was a time.
Whatever it is that you need or you're looking for, I want to help, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it. Now we must prepare for hopefully no squids.
I just forgotten. Okay, let's go get ready.
Okay. And I think my first stop will be to go tell Farwood and Best for the gossip.
Jesus.
Okay. You turn around, you head back downstairs, and are able to relay the hot goss.
She's okay, guys. She even thought I was flirting with her. So I think she's not that mad.
Were you?
No, I was not.
Well, when you say it like that, I don't believe you, insight check. 17.
No, it's definitely not flirting.
Okay, I believe you.
Juju, how old are you?
I'm 22.
And she's like, I mean, I guess it could work.
What? I'm like fresh out of college.
Yeah, and I know that she's like kinda old, but you're kind of old too, so it's fine.
Wait, why are we trying to set me up with Jasnah? I'm not trying to be set up with anyone. I'm sorry.
No.
This doesn't mean that I don't like anyone. I'm sorry.
No, if you were going to. But you're not, so it's fine. And she's married, so...
I have a
didn't-
question. Juju, if you have hoofs for feet, why don't you have hoofs for hands?
Because my kind learned to walk on 2 legs.
Well, I guess you couldn't do art if you had hoofs for hands, could you? It would be harder.
I mean, I guess I can learn to hold a brush with my mouth, but you're right, Farwin. Juju's like very flustered from all the conversation.
Demonetized from Twitch for hate speech.
I don't think that's hate speech. I think that's just, confusion.
Hooves.
Hoofs!
Hooves.
I mean, Farwin, if you have feet for feet, why don't you have feet for hands?
I mean, I kind of do have feet for hands.
But you don't. They're different. Or do you have hands for feet?
Well, I mean, my feet... No, they're feet, but, like, I can pick stuff up with them.
DM history check. Have we seen this guy's feet?
No history check needed. You've seen Farwood's feet. My mental image of Farwin when Farwin sleeps is like bare minimum, still covered, but bare minimum. Shoes come off at any chance possible, regardless of sleep.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Farwin will like slip one foot out of his boots and then like grab the top of his boots between his toes and like lift them up and be like, "See?
Oh, you have so many talents."
And he's gonna put his hand on his head and just do that anime smile. The XD.
Oh, the XD smile. I know it well.
Oh yeah.
You should just stop wearing shoes. I don't wear shoes, it's really nice.
Well, boots help me with traction so I can grip what I'm standing on.
You have the toes of a god.
I guess
You can
that's a
lift
good point.
anything. You could grip on with your toes.
But what if it's cold?
Suck it up? Don't you like the cold? Isn't that kind of like your
I
thing?
do like the cold, but I don't want my nuggies to get cold.
I guess that's fair. But like, what if it's wet? You don't want your shoes to get wet?
Yeah, that's true. Aren't we going in the water?
That was my point. Are you going to
Well,
wear your shoes in the water?
I probably won't wear my shoes in the water. That's a little ridiculous. What's Jasnah gonna do? She usually wears a full set of armor.
I was just thinking the same thing.
She's gonna sink.
Or she's going to be, like, unprotected. We must protect her.
Yeah.
In lieu of any other conversations, unless you guys have more conversations you want to have, eventually Savara will return with Calavarian and Lakva. You say, okay, well, we have everything together. We're ready to go when you are. Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. We're gonna go right down into the water, and we're just gonna get right in those roots, get all of it.
All up in the ruins we go.
Okay. Lakva, if you could please begin the enchantment. Just go. Alright. And as opposed to how you've always seen this gnome just like kind of dissociated, very like head empty, no thoughts, there is a moment of intense focus as she begins chanting and waving her hands around methodically and, you know, making symbols in the air and drawing out, you know, runes, and they'll kind of hang there as glyphs in the air for a moment while she draws this. And she'll, at one point, she'll draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 glyphs in the air. She'll tap each of them, and then she'll point at each of you. And as she completes the spell, the glyphs will spark up, spiral around, and move around you, and eventually tap you on the top of the head, each individually. And then she'll finish, let out a deep breath, and just go, alright, you can breathe underwater now.
So, a few questions. Can we talk underwater?
I don't know.
Are you okay? Is the second question.
Yes.
I'm gonna insight check that. That's a natural one.
She rolled a natural 20. She is a tough cookie to read.
Nope.
And, Jasnah, are you going to wear that?
Well, yes. How do you think I'm going to beat you to the bottom?
How are you going to get back up? Is a bigger concern of mine.
So fortunately, I should walk over. Is the anchor in port or starboard?
Currently, it is starboard.
I can climb back up that. Hey, Bobonavera. Your anchor.
Eh.
What depth is it at?
He'll. Yeah, one minute, and he'll go down, and he'll come back up. The anchor is currently at 2,000.
Okay, so then for our reference, how far is the boat away from the mountains?
Currently, it was a lot further, but in the time they've been preparing, it's gotten closer. From the mountains, it is only about I want to say a quarter to a half a mile, not even.
Oh, so are we taking like a dinghy closer to the side of the mountain?
No, you are headed straight into the water.
And we're swimming a quarter of a mile to the side of the mountain where the ruins are? Because the ruins are built into the mountain, right?
From what they said, because I've been a little bit more vague than they would have been. There are ruins that are on the side of the mountain, and they will at some point want to see those, but most of them are near the base of the structure, or near the base of where the structure currently is at this radius. So
And that is 2,000. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so those ruins are 2,000 feet deep, and then they lead up the side of the mountains there.
So then we'd go up the side of the mountain and then come back, probably
Yes.
swimming.
Most likely.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be like right next to the mountain and then just checking that out and coming back. Okay, I'm going to ditch the armor then. Because I would have to double all the way back by myself to get to the anchor and then climb up that way in armor.
It's armor is not going to be swimming. I would not penalize you for wearing your armor. I would say you would swim slower, most certainly. In terms of going, across. But going down, you'd be able to just go down.
That was my idea, that it's more of a diving suit. Because if we're going down, I mean, we might as well use the weight to keep my feet down on the ground.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I will tell you, their plan is to go straight down, go across the mountain floor, effectively, up the side of it, go back through the ruins, and come back up right at the ship. Not ever swimming directly across.
Oh,
if that impacts your decision.
Then I'll leave armor on and lateral swing a little slower. I think that's okay.
Yeah. So I'd say your walking speed is 30. I'd say your swimming speed is like 15 at highest.
I think everyone's swimming speed normally is already 15 unless they have proficiency.
This is a rule I don't actually know because water levels suck in every game, including tabletop role-playing games.
But then again, you are God, so you can.
I mean, I am God. Yeah.
Say what you want.
Let's see what Jeremy Crawford, our gay lord, has said to us. Well, I have the underwater rules here. So,
Can you read them like you're underwater?
okay,
Got it. Now can you read them like you're in outer space? Perfect, thank you.
there you go. So actually, swimming rules. I'm not gonna have you make checks because that's silly. Swimming speed is half movement speed, except for downward, going straight down depending on armor. Anything medium or below armor, you can swim downwards at your normal swimming speed. Heavy armor, you get to go 25 feet per second, or feet per round.
Nice.
You're faster going down. For swimming up, you can swim 20 feet per round, unencumbered. Armor, they're generous and give you 15 feet per round up in heavy armor. So
okay.
So you won't be honestly, it won't impede you that much versus swimming. Like it actually only gives you a benefit for swimming downwards. It does not actually give you any detriments because they said that's not fun.
Cool. Anamertes.
Right. With that, spell completed. The crew will prepare you all a section of the ship so you can all get yourselves off. The anchor is set, and Calvary's okay. In case any of you haven't been underwater before, it's real weird for first time, especially with the spell. Right now, you're breathing through your lungs. Just don't fight the spell, and you'll be fine. It's gonna feel a little weird when you go in the water, though. Okay. Got it. Yeah.
Exciting!
Okay. Alright, let's do it. And he's just going to tip himself back over as an expert diver would the ship and splash into the water. And he'll poke his head back up. Alright, everybody, come on. And then he'll plop back under. And Savara will... alright then. And she will sit down on the banister, swing her legs over to the other side, and kind of like hop off a little bit, and plink into the water. And her head will dip under.
I am going to drop Basil in first and see if they need to breathe. Because I
Yeet the
don't
mouse
know.
off the boat.
Can mice swim?
Yes. But because it is a spell, I don't know if they need to breathe. I've googled it and different people say different things, so it's up to you.
Well, the thing is, right? That this mouse is a real physical mouse. So yeah, the mouse would need to breathe.
Okay. I will have them come back up, and Basil will wait for us on the edge of the ship.
Okay.
You'll be good, buddy. I'll miss you. Actually, I'll just put them in my mouse pouch.
Where they cease to exist.
Okay, yeah. So Basil goes into the mouse pouch.
Bye, buddy.
And who's ready to jump in?
Well, since Juju is from the Turquoise Reef, she will dive in very gracefully.
Okay. You dive in. Right into the water. Do all of you follow suit?
Yep. I'm
Yeah.
also definitely not wearing boots. Probably not wearing my vest or cloak either.
Okay.
I am gonna go deadbolt, like back up 30 feet, deadbolt run, and using the full weight of my momentum and the armor that I'm wearing, yell out, looking at Bobonavera, splash zone!
Oh no!
Okay, yeah. You do kick up a good amount of water, and you also sink pretty fast. The impact isn't much, but you do kind of like float down a little bit faster than anticipated. And what order would you all have jumped into? Juju jumped in first. Who would have jumped in second?
Sure.
Okay, so Vesper, as you are slowly sinking, you just very lightly feel Jasnah's boots kind of tap you in the back of the head.
I wave. Hello. Oh,
Wanna
can
go
they
shit?
talk? Hello?
Sorry. And DM, more importantly, how many people did I splash zone on the boat?
Great question. 3. As each of you jump in the water, it's a weird, but it's a weird sensation. your body is naturally used to breathing air, and like the sensation of breathing through your lungs and using your mouth and your nose. It is not like that at all. You go to breathe and water fills in, and you immediately panic, each of you, as you feel like you're going to start beginning to drown, but you don't drown. There's definitely water in your lungs at the moment, but you're not drowning. You're not sinking. The air escapes all of your lungs, and all of you feel a little bit of an itch on your neck as the spell has created gills on your necks.
Ooh.
And after a few minutes of this, your body's stabilized and you're no longer like feeling like you can't breathe and drowning, and you're back to normal, and you're breathing through your gills. No thought required, no anything. It's part of the spell.
As Jasnah taps my shoulders on the way down, and she keeps going, I grab onto her armor and go with her.
Okay. You both slowly start going. It's not too terribly slow, but it is slow. Let me get a rate of travel for you.
And this immediate area, apart from the mountain that's a quarter mile away, is open water? Like there's nothing around us?
Yeah, right now, because of like how dark water gets once you start diving deeper, you can currently see the anchor, you can see the chain, and you can see each other. But otherwise, it's open water. And you'll see that Calavarian is swimming around, checking on each of you, making sure the gills formed properly, and you see that he is fast in the water. Like, obviously, he's a Triton. But he'll come up and he'll just start making hand gestures at you, of like, you good? He'll just give you a thumbs up, thumbs down, and I'll look at your neck. And I'll just thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And he's just going to point straight down, and he's going to begin swimming down faster than all of you. And as he does, you guys go down and down and down. And it feels like forever. You swim downwards for 8 minutes. You continue swimming and swimming, and it gets darker and colder. At the end of 8 minutes, you are slowly able to start seeing the ground. You see stone, you see looks like a slight curvature until you finally touch down on the floor. And if you look around, there are ruins down here. They've plopped you down at the edge of what seems to be the ruins of a city. I'd like everybody to make a perception check for me.
Seven.
14.
20.
And Farmer?
Let's see. Oh, I lost my character sheet. 18.
Okay. Farwin and Jasnah, you'll notice you're at the edge of the ruins, and there is, sitting among them, there's a glint of metal outside of the stone. As you get closer, you can swim up to it and see that it's a shiny metal. Even under the sea, it is a shiny metal. and it's small. It's about the size of like a breast pocket on a shirt, and it is in the shape of a shield. Carved onto it and textured, you see an outline of a mountain, a crescent moon, and then what looks like a rendition of a lake with another crescent moon drawn onto it. And you flip it on both sides. It's the same emblem.
Do you recognize this?
None of you in the party, I will say, will recognize this symbol. This is an entirely foreign symbol, as well as in terms of metal. I don't think any of you will have. Yeah, I don't think any of you have seen this type of metal before. If you bring it over to either Calavarian or Savara, they'll take a look at it. And Calavarian would, oh, that's. I don't know what that is. That's. Oh, that's. I mean, at the bottom of the water here. I don't know how that's not rusted over or like briny or anything. That should be like wrecked. I mean, like if you left iron under here for that long, it'd just get wrecked.
I have no idea what it is. We just found it. I for a second thought he was gonna sound super heroic underwater, because maybe his voice just works differently with water.
Nope, he sounds the exact same. He's just a nerd.
Can I try to remember if I've read something that might have mentions a type of metal that doesn't rust, specifically using like my researcher ability?
Okay. Yeah, make a history check for me.
I am good at those. 22.
22? So it's 22. You remember a conversation you had. And you remember your mother, on one of your many trips, talking to you about platinum. About how it is the ever-giving metal. How it is sturdy, durable, it never rusts, and it never degrades.
This might be platinum. My mama told me about it. It doesn't rust or like get old or anything. It's worth a lot.
Wow.
I mean, like, there's only records of. I mean, there's no records of platinum being used for anything. There's not even been actual deposits of platinum anywhere. The only platinum that people know about is Bahamut.
And DM Ferrar, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, you go.
So we hit bottom. And you mentioned ruins. Like, are we on
Yes.
what looks like a sunken street? Do we see like shapes around us, or like buildings?
You do see somewhat shapes. What could potentially have been buildings at one point that are collapsed in on themselves. Portions that are stone have lasted longer, but things that look like they could have been made out of wood at one point are completely gone. There's no metal in sight. You occasionally find some there would be some metal. There'd be extremely rusted and brined over like iron and steel at some points. Like you might be able to find the remains of a door hinge.
So like a lot of like, we can see the foundations, clearly buildings, but a lot
Yeah.
of collapsed in.
Yeah, they like you'll find like some pillars intact, but like the structures of buildings are busted. If you look further out, you can see things like buildings that might still be intact further in towards the higher points of the ruins, but not at your current elevation.
This place is crazy. Who would have built a city down here?
I don't know. Do you think it would be people that like worshipped Bahamut if there's platinum? Or at least maybe that's who this belonged to?
Maybe. I've never seen a metal like that. And I've never met Bahamut, but he always sounded like a nice guy.
Never really cared.
No heresy intended. That Bahamut's not cool, by the way. It's just what they taught us.
Calibarian's going to swim around a little bit, and he's going to look at some of the buildings. I don't even know what this building could have been. Alright, so what do you make of this building here? And she'll swim over a little bit slower. I mean, it looks larger. Not a private domicile. Foundation suggests that it was multiple stories. Made primarily out of stone. There's a couple of pillars inside suggesting that there were multiple rooms. There's some hunks of metal in there that are rusted over. Or do any of you go over and look with them, or are you just kind of looking around the area?
I would try to stay with them.
I am still holding on to Jasnah, so I go where she goes.
Okay. It would not be hard to keep up with Savara. She is swimming about as fast as each of you is. And as you look in, you see some of the same things she's been saying. There are just like multiple like big hunks of like metal, thin sheets that looked like they had been sitting on stone, and there was a spot under them for something. And it's hard to tell from the inside. If you look around the building a little bit, perception check's still standing. Let's say Juju, you as you swim around a little bit, if you look at the outside of the structure and look around the entryway of where you think the entryway was, where they went through, if you look on the ground, you can kind of see the remains of a piece of stone that looks like it has a letter carved into it.
I will try to read the letter.
Okay. It's kind of half obscured. You clear away some of the rubble. You find another letter there, but it's chopped off partway through. It's not hard to decipher and read. You went to college. You know how to read. It is written in common. And I'm just gonna draw on the map what you see.
I can read. D.
D's nuts.
Oh my god.
And that's what you see.
D.
But it's kind of cut off. Like there's a sharp cut in the stone, and there's no other letters after that. It looks like it continued on.
And there's no other stone tablets maybe around the area.
You could like search through it a little bit. Give me an investigation check.
16.
16. Okay. You're searching around. You swim a little bit further away and you dig through some stone, and you do find some more stone pieces of that look like they have letters. I will again draw. And again, it's kind of broken. Like it's shattered off at weird angles. And like even if you put them together, they don't fit together quite right.
Hmm.
So let me do better. It'll look more like that.
Is that like a Y and an S? Or do I not know?
You can interpret that however you please.
Okay.
Well, Juju, you have a yellow D and a yellow E, which means there's D and E, but they're just in the wrong spots right now.
Jesus Christ.
Damn it, Wordle. I still have not touched Wordle once. And
I barely touched it.
It's
We have
fun.
now very much dated this.
Yeah, hello, future archives of man. This is the pre-New York Times Wordle. We're not that rich.
Well, I guess I will... If the stones are not super heavy, I guess I will take them with me. If not, I will just remember.
Yeah, you can kind of drag them to like an open space. They are like larger. They would impede your movement or take them with you. But you can bring them out into the open and show them to Calavarian and God, I just forgot her name because it wasn't right in front of me. Savara.
Savara?
Yeah, you can bring it to the both of them and show them, and they'll look at it and like look like they're making mental notes so that when they're back up top, they can like draw this stuff and write it down. And then they'll just nod and start swimming away. It's like, yeah, that's understood. That could be a name, or it could be like a sign or something.
Savara. I'm sorry. Savara. Have your other teams, like, been in this area? Have they mapped anything for you folks? Have they left markers or signs of their travels?
Yes. Further up towards the scab is where the excavation initially started. We are the fourth excavation to come out here, so we are beginning from the opposite end. They have previously made it out this far, but it was on the tail end of their journey, so they did not do as thorough of a check. We're going to spend a couple of days doing stuff like this, so we're going to go area by area, take notes, go back up to the ship, draw and write and think on what we've seen and come back down and so on and so forth.
Okay. Let us know whatever you need help with, and we'll just keep an eye out.
Yes, of course. We mostly you are here just in case anything untoward happens. We've sent out agents of the Protectorate with every ship just to be safe. You never know what's in the ocean, but everybody has come back safe and sound so far.
And DM, question for you.
Yes.
With the ruins, is there like coral built up in it? Are there fish and other things moving around in it? Like
There are fish. It's not dead. There are fish. I would say there is some amount of coral closer to the like edges. Like it's slowly starting to come towards the ruins. Like it's not like an intrinsically there kind of thing, but there is nearby coral. Like there is an ecosystem here that has formed, and like occasionally you'll see an eel pop out of like a hole in between some rubble and slide back in.
Wow, did you guys see that?
No.
This place is crazy.
It's weird, different, and new. And as you all continue exploring along with Calibarian and Sabara, that is where we are going to call it for tonight, as it is almost 11:15, and somebody has to go to the dentist tomorrow morning.
Oh no.
It's sleepy baby time?
No.
It is sleepy baby time for sleepy baby who has to go to the dentist.
Good night, sleepy baby.
I'm not sleepy baby.
Oh,
She's
no.
sitting over there.
I was
I
saying
have to
good
go
night,
to the
sleepy baby to good night, sleepy
Oh,
baby.
I was worried that you guys were talking about me. I'm like, wait, do I have to go to the dentist?
Yeah, no. We made the appointment
too.
for you. We think you have a cavity.
Oh,
No.
I'm sure I have a cavity.
I've never met
no.
someone who didn't currently have a cavity.
That's true.
I probably have a cavity, but every time I've gone to the dentist, they've said my teeth were fine. So like,
Weird.
I have had a traumatic experience at the dentist, and I haven't gone since. So I'm probably gonna cry.
Sorry to hear that. Good luck, friend.
I believe in
Helms.
you.
Thanks.
but what if she gives you a bouncy ball?
I really hope she gives me a bouncy ball.
That'd be good.
Are you gonna live stream the appointment?
Yes. No.
Sobbing on camera. This is my dentist.
My dentist is hot, is the problem.
Oh no.
Mm. But that's okay.
Oh, all right, and with that, good night, everybody. It is time to do the sleepers.
Time to go to the dentist.
All right, thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. I hope you had a lot of super duper fun with the fishies and the giant shark and the everything. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at Rainbow Sheep. That's where I tend to update the most. I am super excited to get back into my normal streaming schedule, and by normal streaming schedule I mean just getting to stream again. I am super excited for you guys to see all the stuff I have planned and made, and I miss you guys a lot, so thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys either with the next D&D session, or it will be the grand return.